When we hear the phrase, the shocking secrets of ultra-wealth revealed, our minds immediately conjure images of secret societies, illicit backroom deals, and hidden treasure maps. But the reality is both far more complex and, in many ways, more shocking because it operates in plain sight. Hidden not by cloaks and daggers, but by layers of financial and legal complexity that are intentionally incomprehensible to the average person. The first and most fundamental secret isn't a strategy, but a profound psychological shift. The truly wealthy are not playing the same game as the rest of us. While most people are focused on earning an income, trading their time and labor for money, the ultra-wealthy are singularly obsessed with the acquisition, preservation, and multiplication of assets. Their primary fear is not a lack of income, but the catastrophic loss of their capital base, a fear that drives every decision they make. This isn't about getting rich. It's about the far more difficult and relentless game of staying rich, a game where the rules are entirely different. This leads to the second secret, the power of the closed ecosystem. The network of the ultra-rich is not merely a collection of powerful friends for yacht parties. It is a functional, parallel economy. Within this ecosystem, information flows at lightning speed, creating opportunities that the public market won't see for months, if ever. It's a world of deal flow, where a private conversation over dinner can unlock access to a pre-IPO startup, a distressed real estate portfolio, or a private equity fund that is closed to outsiders. This network is managed and weaponized by a structure most people have never even heard of: the family office. This isn't just an accountant or a wealth manager. It's a fully staffed private corporation whose only client is the family itself, employing teams of lawyers, investment analysts, tax strategists, and even cybersecurity experts to manage every facet of the family's financial empire. From orchestrating multi-generational trusts to vetting philanthropic endeavors for their strategic and tax advantages. This brings us to the machinery of wealth multiplication, the mastery of leverage and asymmetric risk. The ultra-wealthy rarely use their own money when they don't have to. They use other people's money, OPM, leveraging debt from banks who see them as the safest possible bet. They can borrow hundreds of millions at incredibly low interest rates to acquire assets that generate returns far exceeding the cost of the loan, a form of financial alchemy that is unavailable to the average person. Furthermore, they seek out asymmetric opportunities where the potential upside is monumentally larger than the potential downside. While a middle-class investor might hope for an 8% annual return in their 401k, an ultra-wealthy investor might put capital into 10 high-risk ventures, fully expecting 9 to fail, because the one that succeeds could return 100 or even 1,000 times the initial investment, covering all losses and generating astronomical profits. But perhaps the most guarded and controversial secret lies in how they legally engineer their financial reality to minimize, and in some cases completely eliminate, their tax burden. This is not about illegal tax evasion. It's about a far more sophisticated game of tax avoidance using the tax code, a code often shaped by lobbyists they fund, as a playbook of opportunities. They understand that different types of income are taxed differently. While a salary is taxed at the highest rates, long-term capital gains and dividends are taxed at much lower rates. So, they structure their lives to receive almost no income in the traditional sense. They live not off salaries, but off of low-interest loans taken against their own appreciating stock portfolios, loans which are not taxed as income. They use a dizzying array of legal instruments, dynastic trusts that cascade wealth through generations while legally sidestepping estate taxes, charitable foundations that provide massive tax write-offs while allowing them to retain control over the assets and promote their own legacy, and shell corporations in tax-friendly jurisdictions to hold assets like jets, art, and real estate. They are playing a global game of jurisdictional arbitrage, constantly moving assets and corporate residencies to the places on Earth with the most favorable laws and lowest taxes. Finally, the ultimate secret is that for the ultra-wealthy, money ceases to be about consumption and becomes a tool for something else entirely: perpetuity and influence. When you can buy anything you could ever want, the desire for more stuff fades. The new goal becomes creating a dynasty, ensuring the family's wealth and power last for centuries. Money is converted into influence, funding political campaigns, university wings, and media outlets to shape public opinion and policy in ways that protect their interests. It's about achieving a form of immortality, where your name and your capital continue to shape the world long after you're gone. The shocking secret, therefore, is not one simple trick. It is the realization that the ultra-wealthy have built and now operate within a completely separate, self-reinforcing system, a system designed to protect capital, leverage information, minimize taxes, and convert financial power into dynastic influence, all while remaining perfectly legal and almost entirely invisible to the outside world.